Yes, guys, what's going on? Welcome to Stretford Paddock. I am here after the kickoff. Chelsea, Rory, of course.
What are you doing?
Hugh Wizzy in the house. He absolutely key-owned me. I've seen that picture just as to come out of the shoot. Me looking like rude, him looking like key-owned. 1-0 to Arsenal today. How do you make of that, Hugh?
It's a big win for Arsenal. That was like a Premier League final. It's 14 years since we've won in the league at Old Trafford, so it's a momentous occasion. Not the most incredible performance, to be honest. I think a draw would have been a fair result. However, I have been impressed with the likes of Gabriel and Thomas Partey. I think they've really changed the dynamic, and we are much more difficult to beat than we have been for a long time. So that much is. It's nice to hear people calling us like the team with a spine for once.
Were you surprised by United?
In a way, yes, because they've been so impressive against Leipzig, the big confidence wins against PSG. I expected them to bring a little bit more attacking intent. However, looking at what they've done so far in the Premier League this season, especially at home, it has been much of the same. And you've got an issue, as far as I'm concerned, where I don't know whether it's that he trusts his own more, or whether these guys just they're not fit enough, or the quarantine thing with Cavani. I love a bit of Cavani sauce, one of the most elite movers in European football.
Top goal scorers over the last 10 years.
Unbelievable player who a lot of, I think, United fans especially were just kind of, I wouldn't say ungrateful for. You haven't seen what he can do, basically, and you're not going to see it if he keeps bringing him on for little proxy 10 minutes. So there are things, that I was surprised about. Midfield, I think Bruno has got a lot of credit, and rightly so, for the way that he's had impact at United. Has he really been doing that much recently? I don't know.
I think he's still benefiting off his performances last season, this season. I don't think he's had a great performance, and I think it's hard. Fans don't want to jump out, Bruno's not playing well, but I think you're right. He's not playing as well. It's hard to keep.
He's earned that, and I think it's in stark contrast actually to Pogba, who's come back flying and is still being disrespected. Again, we're kind of pointing the finger today because he's at fault for the penalty, but
he didn't have a good game though.
I thought it was alright. He's alright. He was one of the players there trying to make something happen, and he's been accused of having this like Ozil-ish or Ozil-esque body language sometimes. I think he's on top of that right now, and he's trying to prove that he is actually down for the cause.
I think he's misunderstood a lot as well. I think
100%.
I think he has underperformed at times. That's fine, but I do think he's very misunderstood. And much like people don't want to jump on Bruno's back because he's played well, Pogba never gets afforded the same luxury.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because the midfields, like when we discuss these players, it was a midfield battle that Arsenal won, and it's
Thomas Partey won.
But this is the interesting thing. Thomas Partey has come in, been phenomenal. Why has he been available for Arsenal to sign for a fairly affordable sum of money? Why is nobody else chasing that signing?
Well, no, look, Thomas Partey's.
He'd improve any side in the Premier League.
He starts for any side in the Premier League, that much is for sure. But he's from La Liga, so there's a release clause, so it's free for anyone to go and pay.
I just can't understand why even Manchester United, when I look at the midfield and some of the players, Nemanja Matic 5 years past his prime, Scott McTominay not good enough, Fred debatable whether he's good enough or not. I just can't understand why. No disrespect, but why a club perhaps in the Champions League isn't competing for Thomas signature?
I know my list means fuck all to anybody, but my list in this summer.
Lots of people on this video, everyone subscribes.
Yeah, Thomas Partey was on it, because we needed a Partey more than we needed a Donny van der Beek, for example. Van der Beek we can stick on the bench because he's got Pogba and Bruno.
That's created a problem, if anything, because it's like, who are you dropping?
Yeah.
None of those players really fit that mould of a Partey unless it's Matic, and I guess it's the end of the line right now. I don't even know how he's got himself a new deal.
He played well for 3 months. That's what we do.
He
played well for 3 months, got a deal and then done one, which was a little bit like Aubameyang, but he got a goal today. Do you think that will be him scoring again?
Well, it's a penalty for a start. He didn't have many other chances. Yeah, it's confidence with strikers, isn't it?
Like Martial's midweek, he just needed a goal.
I still think creatively we're not actually doing as much as we perhaps should be, but he will have been kind of out of sorts, if anything, because he's very rarely getting the opportunity in front of goal. He's coming in from wide trying to make things happen a lot of the time. And as much as I'm down with playing with the system, it's frustrating knowing you've got an elite striker with off-the-ball movement like almost no other, and he is very rarely in front of goal right now. However, He's got 2 golden boots in 3 years, so I don't think there's anything to worry about.
Yeah.
People are saying he's in decline, he's not scored for 4 games. He's been playing at right back or in midfield. Like average position against Leicester, he's genuinely next to the centre back. So it's just a different system, different things expected from Arteta, but so far, you know, I can't moan too much. I've got to shoot.
Pleasure, Hugh.
Nice one,
Thank you very much.
Paddock.
Rory, last few words on that. What did you make of it as a somewhat of a neutral?
Well, I was disappointed because I've been so impressed with Manchester United so far. He's celebrating on his way out. I've been so impressed with Manchester United over the past week or so. I made a bold prediction pre-match. I said 4-1 to United. I kind of gutted it didn't happen because it allowed that, what we've just witnessed. But I just don't know what it means going forward from here. It can be a blip. You've had some very good results, and this can be a blip in the road, and then you continue. You know, you
That's
pick up.
The thing is, this
Do you beat
season's
Everton,
so
for
weird
example?
that it's like I wouldn't be surprised if we beat Everton, Arsenal lose their next game.
Could happen.
Because that's how.
But if you do, you see, then it goes kind of a point against Chelsea, then some very good results, then a drop against Arsenal, but you're back beating Everton, who are second in the league, and everything's fine. Everything's moving in the right direction overall. If you now don't get the result that you hope to against Everton, suddenly people are asking the same question that you've been fending off for so many months, years in fact. So you're back to square one.
I suppose you can relate to that problem because when you have a Mourinho or a Van Gaal or someone of that ilk, when they make mistakes or they get things wrong or they have a bad result, you've almost got, well, they've done this before, so it'll be all right in the end. So you've got something that's keeping you in there. With Lampard and Ollie, they haven't got that.
Listen,
that,
you're
that
absolutely
luxury out
right.
there.
Even if you just use today as a case study, right? Everton lost today to Newcastle. People will not be saying, Ancelotti, what's the deal? What's going on? Where were your mistakes?
Is he
Are
a
you
fraud?
out? Is it because serial Champions League winner? He's proven that he can do it. It doesn't mean he's got it right today. That exact application can be applied to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. Just didn't get it right today. Made a few mistakes. Wasn't adventurous enough in my eyes. The problem is because there's no categorical proof that Solskjaer is a good manager, because there isn't a trophy to show, because there isn't a Champions League to show, something like that. People will always ask questions, and the thing that you need to remember, and all of your subscribers know this, people enjoy asking the question, so they're looking for an excuse to ask it. So whether they think there's any mileage in the answer or not isn't the point. I like going to you, Solskjaer out, yeah? Because I like what it does to you and to your club and to the reaction. Doesn't necessarily mean that people are flagging a question that they believe to be true. They just like asking it.
I suppose we're both kind of in the same boat. Make sure you subscribe to Rory's channel, Hugh Wizzy's channel. Check out the Kickoff as well. Obviously, True Geordie probably already subscribed. Make sure you keep it locked. Stretford Paddock. We'll have my review, all the fan cams, all that good stuff coming. We will be back someday, I guess. See you in a bit.